Hi there, and welcome to Simple Creations by Shanda. Thank you for joining me for my Christmas in July series. In these videos, I'll be sharing with you items that I will be making for my craft fairs. These items are also great for stocking stuffers and Christmas gifts for family and friends. So stick around and I'll show you how to make these really neat treat holders, these snow globe treat holders. This one I used snow, and this one I used some paper shred and two different types of candy. And these are perforated on the back, and it has a pull tab here, and these are just really cute things to give, gifts to give at Christmas time. So I wanted to share with you how I make these, and I hope that you give it a try too. So to make these, I am using a die that I purchased from Temu. This used to be available on Amazon, but they have since yet sold out, so it's not available on Amazon, unfortunately. But I bought mine last year on Temu, and I just didn't get a chance to share it with you guys. And this is an Alina Craft metal die, snow globe candy dome metal die. And it is still available on Temu, and I'll share that link with you in the description box below. Also, I will be sharing all of the links to my Christmas in July series this year. So if you're interested in watching those, then you can find it in the box below. Alright. So these are the pieces that we will be using to make this snow globe treat holder. I had so much fun making these. There was a learning curve. It did take me a little while to get the hang of it and figure out which piece needs to go where. And so I thought it would be helpful for me to share this tutorial with those of you who may struggle with die cutting. I'm not an expert at it, and I'm still learning, and so I often think about people who are just getting started and maybe haven't done a lot of die cutting, and hoping that this tutorial will be helpful for you too. Alright, so I'm not really sure where to begin because there are a lot of steps to die cutting if you are familiar with it. But we're going to need two pieces for this. You don't actually need two, but I made two of these, and I'll explain why. So first, I chose what I wanted the front of my snow globe treat holder to look like, and so I chose this pattern. This is a Christmas Time collection by Echo Park. This is double-sided paper, and I wanted to use double-sided paper because it's just a little sturdier. But I'm also going to make this with two pieces of paper. I'm going to make this with two pieces of cardstock because I want it to be sturdy, and I'll show you how I do that. So I need one piece of extra heavy cardstock in white, and I'm choosing white so that if someone wants to write on the back of this, maybe to and from or someone's name, they have the option to do that because it is white. So I'm using this really heavy cardstock. This isn't your average weight, and I apologize, I don't know the weight of the cardstock, but I just know that it's heavier than your normal white cardstock. So this is going to be the front, and this is going to be the back, and we're going to I'm going to walk you through this step by step. So this video is probably going to be a little long. There is an option to watch videos on YouTube in a faster speed. So if you know how to do that, you may want to do that. If you don't want to wait or if you don't want to watch in normal speed. So anyway, we're going to die cut these together. And like I said, this is going to take some time. So if you could bear with me, I think this will be really helpful for those of you who want to learn. Alright, so I'm going to zoom out here a little bit so that you can see me die cutting these pieces. I don't have a lot of space here on my table, so alright, so I'm going to cut this first piece. Now, I'm not sure the brand of my die cutting machine. It is, I think it's a Biracraft, maybe B-I-R-A, but it is not like a big name brand. So I got this little tray at the Dollar Tree so I could keep all my little pieces for my projects so they don't get lost. So I'm going to place that in my tray. And now I'm going to take my heavy white cardstock. I'm going to do the same thing. This is going to be for the back. Probably going to shake my camera a little bit. Okay. Alright. And I always save my scraps because you can always use these, not always, but sometimes you can use these outer pieces to cut your little die cut pieces. Alright, so now we have 2 of those. I'm going to put that in my tray. And we can put this one away. So there are some pieces on the front. They are decorative pieces, and they make it look a little 3D. Give it a little dimension. And so we're going to be making red pieces out of these 2 here. Okay. What I would suggest, if you're going to buy this die cutting set, that you save my video in your watch for later videos on YouTube. And that way, if you have any trouble getting your treat holder together, you can come back and hopefully see how I did it, and that would help you too. Alright, so I'm going to save this because I may need it later for something else. Now I don't need to cut any more of these, so I'm going to put these 2 pieces away and put these in my tray. Okay, so this little piece here, and it looks like the little metal nameplate on the front of the snow globe. Now I'm going to be cutting out 2 of these, and that's because I want the nails, and it looks like little nails on the side of the little nameplate to be a different color than the plate itself. Now, you don't have to do this step if you want your nails to be the same color as your plate. you can just cut this once and that's it. Alright, so set this aside. So if you can see these little tiny little pieces here, there's little circles. This is going to go in the holes of the nameplate, but this won't go to waste because I will use this to make another treat holder. So I'm going to pick these up. I'm going to use my little pickup tool that I got from scrapbook.com and put this in my tray for when we put this thing together. Okay, so now I want my plate to be silver, so I'm using this foil cardstock, the silver foil cardstock to make my nameplate. Now I also want to use the silver to make the ring that goes around the front of the snow globe dome. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut these at the same time, so that will just make things go a little quicker. I will be using a little bit of washi tape to hold this together so that it doesn't move. If you have the low tack stuff, that's good. I'm not sure what kind I have, but whatever it is, it works. I've got glitter from my other projects everywhere. Alright, so we're going to run this one through. Sorry, my camera is shaking. Don't really know how to avoid that. Okay, so I'll lift this up. Take this off. Alright. So this can be used for another project, but we're not going to be using it for this one. So I'm going to put that in my little container for later. As you can see, this cut out an embossed ring that will go around the front of the snow globe. So I'm going to place that in my tray. We don't need these two pieces anymore. I'm going to put that away. And we no longer need this one, so I'll put that away also. This is the nameplate we're going to be using, and these little silver pieces, I will save these for another treat holder. So if I make a gold nameplate, then I'll have this little silver nails to go on that one already. So that is all we need to do for cutting. I'm going to put this away, and then we're going to assemble our treat holder. Okay, so I'm probably going to zoom in here so you can see better. Okay, so here's our tray with all of our little pieces, and we're going to glue these two together. You can use tape runner, or you can use liquid glue. It's whatever your preference is, but I would suggest that you try to avoid gluing on this perforation here. so that it will be easier to open whoever receives this as a gift. So make sure these are facing the same direction. And then just going to use my Barely art glue. My favorite is art glitter glue because it stays wet longer. Gives you a little time to move things around if you make a mistake. But I like this one because it has the precision tip. So I think I'm gonna use this one. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use this for the smaller pieces. And go ahead and use my favorite glue. Alright, I typically don't like using glue on cardstock because it tends to warp the paper, but some parts of this project I think is necessary because we want this to stay together. Make sure you get some on that little pull tab there so that it will stick to the one we're gluing it to and it'll come open easier. Alright, so get that lined up, and then once you do, just press it down. Okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch glues here. Just because that precision tip really comes in handy. So I'm going to glue on my little decorative pieces. Now this one goes, make sure I'm in frame here. This one goes at the bottom, the very bottom. I think my glue's getting stopped up. That's one thing about these precision tips. They tend to stop up really easy. Alright. I like to use my tweezers for these tiny pieces. It really helps to get things on in place. Okay, so now we're going to place this piece here, and it's going to go right here. And you can see there's an embossed line there where you can see where this is supposed to go. Okay. So that goes right there. And you can make these any color you want. I will be sharing another video showing how to make these into greeting cards. And they look like snow globe greeting cards. And so I'll link that video down below for you. So you can watch that if you're interested. Okay. So now we've got, this is what we've got, and I want to go ahead and push this pull tab through, because if I forget to do that, it's hard to get out once you get that snow globe put on there. So I wanted to go ahead and do that and bend it backwards. Okay, so we've got our pieces on there. Oh, we forgot the nameplate. Sorry. So we're going to put our little metal looking nameplate on there. And just so you all know, I am making these just for the purpose of teaching these tutorials. The candy that I'm putting in these, I will not be selling the ones I'm making right now in this video in my craft fair. So what I'll do is I'll make these treat holders, and then I'll wait till closer to my craft fair and put fresh candy in there if you're worried about that. Okay, so now I'm going to place my little, what looks like nail heads. I'm going to use my pickup tool here. I love this thing. I got it from scrapbook.com, and it's really the best one I've had. I really love it. Makes things like this a lot easier. Now you gotta watch with this foil cardstock. It gets glue on it, and you can really see it. So you gotta be careful and get it wiped off as soon as you get it on there. Okay, so I'm gonna put this away. Now for the candy dome. We're gonna put that together. These did come with the die set, but I did order more because I knew I wanted to make more than what came with it. But at least it does come with some. I think it comes with 10, but I'm not absolutely positive about that. Alright, so you've already seen me make one with Hershey Nuggets and one with Lindor Truffles, and this one I'm going to put Hershey Kisses in it. I thought it would be fun to offer different candy. So I don't know. I think we can get 8 in there. Now I don't want these to move around, so I'll be using this paper shred. But I do want to squeeze it so that it's not so wild, and that'll help with gluing this thing on. So squeeze your paper shred, and you can't get a whole lot in there, but just enough to fill the space between the treat holder and the dome with the candy in it. So I'm going to put that in there. Now for this part, it just really needs to stick well. And my favorite glue just for any surface is Fabri-Tac. And so I'm going to be using Fabri-Tac to glue this dome onto the front. I'm not sure how the Bearly Art or glitter glue does with plastic adhering to paper, and I don't really want to take a chance on these coming apart. So I'm using my trusty old Fabri-Tac. I just love this stuff. It really is wonderful. It's really good. So I'm going to go all around the edge. And this does take a little bit longer to dry, so you really need to press it down real good and make sure that it's adhered well. So I figured out I'm going to use my fingers as a guide, and I'm going to put the dome up against the edge here, my fingers, and the paper part up against my fingers, and use that as the guide to get it straight. And once you get it on, you want to flip it over and then start pressing it down. Now you probably want to use an old rag for this, because if glue comes out, then you'll be able to wipe it off. And make sure it's straight. You might have to shift it a little bit, and that's one thing I like about this Fabri-Tac. It gives you a few minutes to you know, really put it where you want it. You want to make sure you press it down really well, because if you don't, it may pop off, and I do not want that. So make sure you press all around the inside, closer to the dome, and the outside, and press the dome onto the paper. Isn't this cute already? I love these. I wanted to share this with you last year, but I just did not get around to it, and so I thought, well, I'll just save it for next year. So here we are, we made it, and they are still available, which is wonderful. All right, that looks good, huh? Okay, so that's good and pressed down. And the last piece we have is this little ring that's going to go right around the edge. And I love using the foil around the front. I just think it's so cute. So let's see what glue I want to use for that. I'm going to use this precision tip here. And any of these products that I'm using, the glue, the die set, everything, the cardstock, the foil cardstock, all of it, I will list as much as I possibly can in the description box below, so that you'll be able to know exactly what I'm using. And if you have any questions about any part of this project that maybe I forgot, which does happen, please let me know, and I'll be sure to respond. You're just going to gently press this down. Make sure it's where you want it before it dries. So, uh-oh, it's popping up over here. Press it down real good. All right. Now, if you have a die cut or some little sticker sentiments, this would be a great place to put something like that. Now, I don't have any sticker sentiments, but I did go ahead and cut out a stamped sentiment that I made. Here, I'll just show you here. And I actually cut these out, stamped these and cut them out to make for my snow globe greeting cards. And I wasn't planning on putting anything on these candy treat holders, but look how cute that looks. Isn't that cute? I should probably just go ahead and put that one on there. I think I will. While we're here, I'll just go ahead and do that. Like I said, I'm going to show you how to make these into greeting cards. And that's a whole process in itself. And I didn't want to add it to this video because it would make it a whole lot longer. And I didn't want to do that. But I will put that link in the box below so you can look for that if you're interested in learning how to make this into a card. It actually flips open, and then there's another snow globe on the back that you can write on. And I just think these turned out so good. I think they're really cute, and you could put any kind of candy you want in there. And I think that friends and family would be so impressed if they received this as a gift. And I think they may do well at my craft fair. And sometimes when I make perishable type craft items and they don't sell, I will give these out to people in my community, like doctors that I see, my dentist office. And so anything that is perishable that I don't sell in my craft fair, then I already have some really cute things to give away. So all you do is just pull this little tab and it tears open. You could even write on here if you wanted to whoever you're giving it to. And as far as pricing goes, I'm probably going to charge $4 for these. The Lindor truffles cost a little more than the Kisses. The Hershey Nuggets are a little more than the Kisses too. But yeah, I'm not positive if that's what I'm going to charge. Just keep watching for my what I made for my craft fair video, and that'll probably come out in October or September or October. And then I will have all the pricing for my craft fair items in that video. So if you're curious what I'm charging for these things, I will definitely know by then. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you give this craft a try, and I'll see you in the next video.